Morning world, it's 7th of January and it's pouring with rain outside. Last night I went to the Bath Astrologers group and we talked about a lot of different things. There's 7 or 8 good astrologers there, and we talked about the eclipse charts in April and October of this year. We talked about Michael Schumacher's chart. We looked at the ingress of Mars and Jupiter out of the cardinal signs into Leo and Scorpio, the fixed signs come late July, early August. That was interesting. We also looked about how Jupiter is standing still shortly and in the mouth of a dog up near Sirius in Cancer. And I do expect quite a few dog bite issues and rabies issues to arise over the coming few months. That's not the reason of this video. The reason for this video is to deal with cycles. I'm going to name a few separate years when cycles seem to work for everyone, regardless of where or culture. 7 years old, first Saturn square. The emerging from infancy and attachment to parent into being an individual. It's my contention that children at 6 and 5 years old are still bonded to their parents and are still really infants. And it's only once they're 7, 8 years old that they recognise themselves as individual and can hold their own in the school. Honestly, I don't believe that children should go to school till they're about 7. That's my opinion. 14, 15, Saturn opposition, Uranus sextile, the growth from childhood into an adult body, an adolescent body. 28, 29 years old, the Saturn return. Okay, this is what's clean as the death gasp of youth, but it's not the emergence into maturity, it's the emergence into adulthood. Maturity comes later, towards the end of the 30s, start of the 40s, and there's 2 or 3 cycles here. There's the Pluto square. This happened to me when I was 42 and my generation, but as Pluto speeded up in the last 50 years, as it's got closer to the sun, so it's going to be 37, 38, 39 years old for the generation that's going through it today, and maybe 36, 37 for those being born now, before it reverts back to the later years in 50 to 100 years' time. Pluto square Pluto is a kind of rite of passage. It's the end of phobia and paranoia and the dealing with fear and the psychological unconscious. At the same time, you've got the Neptune square as well, 42 years old, Neptune square Neptune, and that's almost exact for everyone. Neptune square Neptune at 42 does bring a sense of realism into the world. You make the realization that actually you're halfway through your life and that you've got to start making something of it. And of course, at 40 to 42 years old, depending on which part of its orbit you're born, we get the Uranus opposition, Uranus opposite Uranus. And this again is representative of the change, of the midlife change from the youth, if you like, of under 40 to the maturity of over 40. And when you add to this the Saturn opposition at age 42 and 43, then it does seem that early 40s, late 30s to early 40s is the evolution from youth into mature, ripened adulthood. Fast forward, 51 years old, the Chiron return. I tell all my clients that life begins at 50, and most of them agree with me, although there's some who are 60 and 70 who do disagree. Chiron return at 51 does bring a sense of either complete fragmentation, dichotomy and disorder, or a kind of integration, a self-acceptance, a kind of holistic, integrated, assimilated approach to life, where you look in the mirror and you go, this is me, warts and all, I've only got so much time left, let's get on with it. Fast forward again, another 7 or 8 years, and we come to the second Saturn return at age 58 to 59 years old. And this is the real maturity into the real deal. By this time, the person is a fully ripened, mature, responsible adult, and they're at their peak. Some people choose this time to retire, and I think that's stupid, because then they've got 30 years of playing golf, which always leads to Alzheimer's. I'm being flippant. But, you know, you need to keep working to keep sane. Those people that retire are the ones that get ill. I have no intention of retiring, ever. Fast forward from 59, Saturn return, and we start getting into the ages where I'm not familiar with the cycles after this because I haven't got there yet. Pluto and Neptune don't really come back, neither does Uranus for a time. Uranus comes at 62, 63 years old to a 3/4 cycle, where you start to look at the fact that actually you're getting older now. As you get into your early mid-60s, you realise that physically you're just not quite as capable as you were. And from now on, the work has to be done mentally, intellectually, emotionally, as much as, if not more than, physically. This is a generalisation, remember. And then we fast forward again. Saturn return, the Saturn half return comes at 73, followed by at age 84 years old. Those people who get to 84, you experience A, the Uranus return. Uranus has an 84-year orbit. B, the Neptune opposition. Neptune has a 168-year orbit, and at 85, 86, the third Saturn return. So those people who get to their mid-80s, hey, you got my respect, and you can retire. I am so looking forward to it. Catch you later. Bye.